Happy Sunday. This is Bobby in JJ Radio. We have Mr. Collin Beck, and his company is Koedal. It's spelled Koedal. I wanted to say thank you for hanging out with us today. Collin is a really cool character. He lived in Chile for 2 years.
I did.
Has 4 children. And if you were watching this YouTube, you would be surprised that this gentleman is fluent in Spanish. Because he looks like he probably doesn't know a lick, but now I'm scared to even talk about him in any language. But I want to talk about Koedal a little bit. So talk about what you're doing and who you're servicing here.
And where'd the name come from?
Yeah, talk about the name.
Yeah, great. Both questions. So we build custom mobile apps.
Mm-hmm.
We service all businesses that are looking, or individuals that are looking for an app.
Mm-hmm.
We focus on, so many people have app ideas or dreams of a business that they want to do, and software is a huge part of that, especially mobile software these days. And so we help people fulfill those dreams and build those apps, and both iOS and Android.
Sorry, I failed to mention you helped make a Disney karaoke Frozen sing-along app.
We did.
Talk about that a little bit.
So the one question where the name comes from,
Sure.
it's a Danish name. It's actually would have been my last name had it not been Beck, which means little stream. Koedal means a lush valley with cows, and I think they moved, my family, when the last names were coming about, they moved from the lush valley with cows to the little stream, so Beck stuck instead of Koedal.
This could have been Beck Incorporated.
I could have also named it after my current last name, which would
have made a little too much sense.
Harder to get a unique website for Beck.com. Koedal.com was available.
Yeah, definitely.
So the Disney karaoke app, had a past coworker at a previous business I worked at, and he called me up and had a contract for helping do a Disney karaoke sing-along and needed some help. So the two of us built the whole app, and Disney had a crazy schedule because Frozen was the big rage at the time, and they had this app and needed it in like 3 weeks. And so we jumped on it and were able to make that app, and it was a great project to work on, a lot of fun.
So you get crazy ideas all the time, right?
Yep, all the time.
What's one of the craziest ones? You probably can't tell, but
no, most people have me sign an NDA before they even tell me their idea.
Yeah.
But
I came up with the idea of the iToilet, where it's an app and you can find all the clean toilets. I actually stole that from
Seinfeld.
Yeah, sorry.
So it's a good one though. So talk about how you got into this space. What got you into the app world?
So in college, I was up at BYU, Idaho, and mobile was just coming about. There was rumors about this Android thing, and then the iPhone was released. And at the time, I was not interested in Apple products. That since changed. Yeah, I was a big Linux guy. Oh. And thought they were overpriced. But I've changed my stance on that since. My wife helped me see the light on that one.
We're Apple guys.
Yeah, I am now, big time. That's all I do is Apple. And
stop bullying them.
And I just saw mobile as the future. It was something I was really excited about. I thought this was really cool, probably from the age I grew up in, with Game Boy and video games and more handheld devices. And so when I got to USA, which was my first employment out of college, I was in the research team, and the iPhone SDK came out. And it was the first chance in 2008 you could make actual apps for mobile devices. And
so why should a business create a mobile app, in your opinion?
So mobile apps right now people use them more than they watch television. About 5 hours a day is spent on a mobile app. And in that, 92% of the time on their phones are in apps versus in a web browser. And so apps are really how people interact with everything today. And especially the younger generation, 82 to 84% of teenagers have iPhones. And it's just how they want to act.
Right? It's not even the Galaxy.
Just leave them alone.
Yes, that is correct. So teenagers,
definitely,
the majority have iPhones.
Or more like you, Bob.
84%.
Yep.
So what makes a good application versus a bad one?
So it really has to do with people that pay attention to quality. So much about an application is in the user experience and the design that happens there. And so understanding what the app's for, who the user is going to be, fitting in with the ecosystem. If you make an iOS app, which is for iPhone, make sure that it fits with the rest of the apps that are on that platform.
Sure.
And it doesn't feel like an Android app on an iPhone and vice versa. You want an Android app that has good back button support and other features that are typical for how an Android user interacts with their phone. And so you really want to focus on the design and the experience and why they would use the app, and make it really easy, simple interactions, a few seconds if possible.
And so how much does an app cost?
So it varies. I tell people about the price of a car, and in that entire price range, depends on the features, the bells and whistles, the quality, the luxury,
So
the animations.
My first car was pretty cheap. Yeah.
Your minimum is probably going to be around 10,000. That's at a very low minimum.
My first car was a lot less than that.
My first car was $900. So you don't sell used apps.
Got you beat.
You don't sell used
apps.
Yeah, you sell new apps.
Yeah. Not used apps.
And so it's from 10,000 all the way up. So I get that. So what about how do you get started as a business owner? Like, what's the process from just working with you as a new client?
So I meet with people and just listen to them first off, and hear what their idea is, and get an idea of a feel for what it is they want to do, and then tell them whether that's even possible or not with the technology, or that's in some sort of price range. Like, you can do that, but it's going to cost $1 million if you have the budget for that, and kind of give them an idea of and level set them on where they're at and where they think they are. And then we work with them on building out a blueprint, because often they come with me with an idea like, hey, I want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house kind of thing.
Sure.
And
very relatable.
And and that's not enough to give you a price.
Definitely not.
And so then we work on building out a blueprint for you that gets all the screens built out, the flow from screen 1 to screen 2 to how the user is going to interact. Does it need a database on the internet? Can it be an app that just sits on the phone? So we go into all that detail and help them figure out what it is they actually are looking for. And we even give them ideas like, you know what, you told us this, but you could turn it into something totally different if you use this or use this technology. Have you considered this new thing that just came out? And so we help build on their idea and grow what they want.
Once it's finished, do you maintain the app? Do you update it, or who does that?
We do, depending on the app and what it's for. So I've built an app that has been in the store for 3 years, has needed no maintenance. Mm-hmm. But sometimes they want new features, and so they'd come back to us for that feature that they'd want added to it.
And do most people design apps to make money?
Yeah, so apps are expensive to make, and most people either have donors of some sort. The majority, though, I talk to them and say, how are you going to make money on this? Yeah. And that is the majority. Sometimes there's a nonprofit that, like, we helped design an app for an art exhibit, and they weren't planning on making money from what they were doing, but they wanted to draw people into the art exhibit. Yeah.
Quick takeaway while we have you, Collin. What's getting you excited about mobile apps right now?
So, a couple things. One, Apple and Android's coming in from behind is doing a lot of stuff with augmented reality.
Yeah.
Which is, they've done so much work to make something. If someone came to me a couple years ago and wanted the quality of augmented reality app that...
What does that mean?
We saw, remember that guy that was running for, where you put your phone against a sign and it interacts?
Oh, it was there in the app and in the camera, but it wasn't there in real life. I get it.
Yep, so it takes reality and augments it. Or adds more to it.
Snapchat has a lot of that.
Yeah, Snapchat has that. They do stuff on people's faces. You also have... Pokemon Go was a more popular, famous one.
Was running the streets wild playing that game.
With Pokemon. So augmented reality, Apple took something that would have taken a whole team of experts on vision recognition to be able to build an app of the quality that you can do now, that took that down from a couple $100,000 app to like a $20,000-$30,000 app. And so you can do some really cool stuff with augmented reality.
And so you feel that's where it's going?
Apple's making a huge play for it, and Google is as well, and the phones have caught up on speed and processing, and just using the camera to increase knowledge and interaction with your environment is definitely something that's there in the future in the mobile space.
Cool. For more information on how to create an app or just get consulted about it, please contact Mr. Collin Beck at 208-419-3001. Again, that's 208-419-3001. What's the best website for you?
Yeah, www.koedal.com, Koedal.com.
Awesome. Be right back with Bobby and JJ Radio.